Dímelo, dímelo, mi gente. Let me start this live real quick, easy. Sending out all of this. La gente de rock. What's up, pimpin'? How's everything? Ready to go on this live or what? Oh, he on. Yo.
What up, Leo?
You hear me? You hear me good, clearly?
Yeah, I believe I can hear you now.
Alright. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you for being here, putting your time in real quick, compartir con nosotros en el live. How's everything with you?
Been a little sick, but I'm hanging in there, brother. You know, everything's going good.
Tell me about this cuarentena. Like, has it slowed things down for you? Has it canceled stuff for you? Or has it got a little bit better to make you focus on things, have more time to yourself or your family? Or what? Or a little bit of both?
It's actually a little bit of both. It's actually helped our TikTok. I never knew nothing about TikTok, and we just started doing TikTok because we was bored during this quarantine, and it just so randomly just started blowing up. We started getting millions of views and stuff, and just started getting hundreds of thousands of followers just out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And we were just doing funny stuff, you know, and it was just I never knew nothing about TikTok. I thought it was more for kids, but then we just started doing it and it just started taking off. But quality time, yes. I did have the coronavirus in January. It hit me really hard. I can honestly say that it felt like if I've never done crack, but if anything, like it would be like something like a prostitute on crack that was rehabilitating, you know, sweating on the ground. That's kind of actually, I can say how it felt, because I was on my floor for 4 days. I didn't even want to be in the room with the kid, like in the house dealing with the kids. I told the kids, hey, stay over there, stay over here. I couldn't even be in my room because it was making me suffocate. I couldn't breathe properly. I was down for a few weeks, bro. It was definitely like some flu on steroids that I've never felt before. The pain was just unbearable.
So what? Like you went to the doctors and they told you had that with you, or you feel like it, or what?
I went to the doctor and they told me they didn't know what kind of flu I had. They just said you just probably have the seasonal flu. I said, well, this ain't no type of flu. I don't even know what this could be, because it hurt. You know, right here, it hurt so bad. It was like I couldn't breathe properly. And then I kept seeing people that as the tests came into the United States, they started telling people, go get tested. So when people started getting tested, they started talking about their symptoms. And then when they tested positive, every single symptom that they had, I had. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's what I had. So yeah, it definitely, I didn't want to go back no more, because a lot of people were getting sick every time they went to the hospital. You know, I was already good. you know, by the
I
grace of
lost a
God.
cousin like that.
Yeah,
Thank God. Thank God, like you overcame that. So what? You
yeah.
better now? Did you went to check yourself to see if you still got that, or like?
I just stayed away, bro. The only thing I did was just I take my my Alka Seltzers. Uh, I just take my ibuprofen, and I'm good for the most part. I do have some health issues though that bother that's more concerning than the virus. I have Bell's palsy. Every now and then, side of my face kind of temporarily like starts shaking, and my eye kind of twitches, and my whole half of my body paralyzes, and I'm just like drooped to the side, you know. So that's been my biggest problem I have since when we first met online, you know. I've been having that for a while. It just comes and goes. Last year I was hospitalized 4 times. This year only once. Uh, but
So
I'm
you're
trying to
getting
get better.
better. Some way, somehow, you're getting better.
Yeah, I mean I lost the weight I wanted to in my gut because I started drinking. You know, I started getting all worried. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna just pound these Modelos and these Coronas, y a la chingada, tequila shots with the family. You know, getting all
Yes,
fucked up. You know how we
hold up.
do. You know how we do. But on the good note though, I'm a lot better. You know, I'm a lot better, and the family's good. I'm good. You know, now
I,
you
I
like you were talking about focusing. That's what I'm focusing.
I see your energy. I see your energy up and running. Was you working at a radio station or something like that back in the day?
Yeah, Hot 97.5 here in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's around the time where I start following you guys. You know what I mean? You was doing a radio station, and tell me about that, man. Was you a host, a DJ? What you was doing at the radio station?
I was actually originally how it started back in 2003 when 97.5 first started in Vegas. I pulled up on the street team and I told them, I said, "Hey, is this a new radio station?" Like, yeah. I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, I can help you guys." He's like, "Really?" I said, "Okay, you guys help me, I help you." Because at the time, I mean, I'm a Chicano rap artist. I've been doing Chicano rap since the late '90s and stuff, and we started I started showing them exactly where they need to target because they were targeting other sides of towns that the kind of people won't even bump the radio station. So I took them to the hoods. So I took them to the hoods, and they forever, you know, show me love. I walked into their station and said, "Hey, I want to start promoting my stuff through you guys. I just want to be just through you guys." So they started a show called Street Fuego, where nothing but Latin hip hop artists. So every Sunday they would have Latin hip hop artists, and the most requests per song will end up getting we'll get like spun through the whole week. So every week you'll be a new Latin artist getting pumped through the circulation, and a lot of it had to do with me because they met me and stuff. So I was like, cool, hell yeah. I felt grateful that I was a big part of that movement. And when that movement happened, is that I was going through some issues myself with my music career. Uh, I got hit by the feds. It had nothing to do with me. It was just my rest in peace mom and my stepdad, and we lost everything. We got indicted. All my music, everything. I lost everything. You know, everything. And so the radio station contacted me. "Hey, Johnny, but are you doing your music no more? You haven't dropped nothing in a year." I said, "Nah, I had this and this. I had some personal issues I got to take care of." I said, "Well, come to the station." I said, "All right." I get there. They said, "How would you like if you were to sit behind that mic right there and host?" I'm like, "Cool, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's do this shit." So that's how it started, man. I just started hosting. I was just like I became the face for that station. I was already popular in Vegas already. Everybody loved me. Of course, we all had our haters too and stuff, but for the most part, I was just the radio host, and I would scout artists, and then my sons rap too, you know, and they were young at the time, and Floyd Mayweather put him on to do a show, uh, and it was on MTV and all that stuff. You know, my kids were like the youngest kids. They got up there, they were performing on live TV worldwide everywhere, and people kept asking, "Hey, those are your kids? Those are your kids?" I'm like, "Yeah." So my kids were constantly getting booked, and once my kids got really better, I got them better production, and I threw them in. Started putting them on the rotation stuff, and they started doing really good. But now, as of now, they want to do solo stuff. One wants to do modeling, and the other one's pursuing his rap career. So that's what's going
So
on.
you got that running in the family. You
Yeah.
got the music running in the family, and your music is more like West Coast type music.
Um. It's hard to say because they even it was hard for them to categorize me. I can honestly say I'm just universal type of rap music, you know, because I do rap, I do Spanish too, but I just do whatever I feel. I can do some gangster rap. I mean, I was classified as gangster rap for a while. West Coast is more Cali because they just got that one, that bounce, that West
So
Coast.
you like in the middle. But what I'm
Yeah,
saying is your sound is more towards that way than the East Coast, is what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
Now, do you think that that type of sound probably up here towards the East Coast, New York, and up here? Do you think that you guys don't get that recognition that you guys supposed to? Like when
Um,
it comes to certain music or certain sound, probably because we got two different styles from, you know what I mean? Like you guys more towards that way than the East Coast or what? Like put me on.
I can honestly say, yeah, we're different styles. That's for sure because you guys are also on some really good music, which is different from what I'm used to. But it's hard to say. But I know the only reason why I got some kind of recognition on the East Coast is because I was doing comedy, like cholo comedy on YouTube. So that's the only recognition I've gotten on your guys' coast because they people like comedy and you know and they're on YouTube and stuff. So I know I'm
Now
very popular.
this the comedy is what recently or when you was doing the radio station?
It started during when I was at the radio station because my boy Little Moco he's contracted with YouTube and he would do all his
Moco, the
yeah
skinny guy, right?
yeah him. So because of him, we started. He was another artist that we put on the show. We started playing some of his music and like he just all he did was parodies, you know. But that was the only reason why people started recognizing me on your coast, only because of that. Other than that, they probably wouldn't have been fucking
So
with my music.
you guys done this skits. I follow him too, man.
Yeah,
So his style caught my attention as well, man. You know,
yeah,
I'm a DJ, but I like listening to different kind of music, man. I don't stick to mine. It's like I like reaching out,
that's good.
and
Yeah,
his style me gustó mucho. I like his style representing Mexicano. You know, I'm a real person that respect Latino, all culture.
yeah, me
Probably
too.
because I'm half Dominican, half Puerto Rican, but I like all culture, and I like to just do my homework on every culture. You feel me?
Right.
And after the Puerto Rican and Dominican, siempre el mexicano y el colombiano ha sido el próximo que viene on
See,
deck. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I always wanted to learn more about that. You feel me? And
right.
to me, the third person would be like el mexicano que siempre, like, for instance, Latin trap popping right now,
Yeah,
but it always been los mexicanos that always had they hip hop in Spanish, always, even from back in the day. You
yeah.
feel me? I done my research and what you think about the Latin trap now?
I
Like
like it.
everybody
I
calling
like
it
it.
Latin trap, but only they knew that los mexicanos también hacían eso back in the
Yeah,
day también. Like you
yeah.
said, con los cholón and all of that.
Yeah, we just got slept on, bro. I can honestly say we got slept on. We've been doing the whole the gangster rap, but we're doing it in Spanish, in English, but a lot of Spanish. Say what's up. Say hey, this is my son Glorious.
That's the one that come out the bathroom with
Yeah,
the paper toilet.
yeah, yeah. He's got 15 million views on TikTok with
Oh,
that video, and then
oh.
there's a bunch of pages that shared it. That Funny Hoods videos, all these different big sites that shared his video, and shout out to all of them for sure. You know, showing love. That little boy, he's got everywhere we go. Like, hey, that's that little boy. That's the little boy. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up.
You know what? That's my second favorite video of you guys. My first one is the jump rope. That I'm like, the jump rope was like, yo, let me call you, man, because I see you doing something different now. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? I know you went through the radio. I know you've been pushing your kids because I've been following you, and
yeah,
now with the comedy. So I'm
yeah.
like, yo, you've been doing your thing. So like it's only right for me to hit you up and
I
just
appreciate
have
that.
you right here on my platform. ¿Tú me
Yeah, I
entiendes?
appreciate that. Appreciate that. Uh, Not to get off subject, where we're talking about the Spanish rap and stuff. Like, I'm glad that Latin trap came out because now it shines light on us. That way, people can start seeing that we've been around. You know, we've been around, and a lot of us have music. Like now, it's being more accepted. It's being more embraced, and I guess it took for the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans to do Latin trap in order for us on the coast over here, because for some reason we always get slept on. Mexicanos, we're doing it, and it's like, nah. For some reason, the industry don't want us to shine like they let everybody else shine, and it's been a big problem for like 2 decades now, bro. But now since you know, Latinos in general, it's been popping, and everybody wants to get on that trend, wants to jump on that train, and then they're starting to notice us, like, oh, look at these guys, look at them essays over there, they're trying to do the same thing. I said, but we've been doing it.
Cypress Hill, check
Yeah,
Cypress Hill.
yeah, we've been doing it, but it's all love, though, man. I'm just glad that they took it to a commercial level to where now we can be accepted, and then I forever thank them for that shit, for real, because if
Now,
not, I mean, we'll still be sitting on the West Coast, you know?
now correct me if I'm wrong, right? I take that kind of like, I take that title very to the heart, right?
Mhm.
Porque el latinoamericano, sea boricua, dominicano, mexicano, el latinoamericano que nació aquí en los Estados Unidos o
Sí,
creció en los Estados Unidos, I
sí,
feel as though that's our title. What I mean, that's our title. Is like, if you want merengue or dembow, you got to go to Santo Domingo to go get that pure sound. If you
right.
want salsa or reggaeton, you got to go to Puerto Rico to get that sound. But to get that Spanglish, that English with Spanish, because El Latino always been right there next to Lo Moreno when hip hop was born.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I
Mhm.
feel as though like either el reggaeton fell off, and all of a sudden now people coming from different countries, from Puerto Rico, coming to the state, talk about they the king of Latin trap, but they don't even know no Spanglish or no
Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
So like, and plus us being from the states, we embrace anybody that come from our country out here because we Latino. We'll give them our style. We'll give them our swag. We'll give them our talk, our style, how we dress, and all of that. And when they go back to their country, they forget about us, and then they act out there like they the ones blowing up and popping. You feel me?
Right. Hmm.
So I've been that through experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when reggaeton started popping, in order for you to get recognition in reggaeton, either you had to sound Puerto Rican or you had to do reggaeton sound from Puerto Rico.
Right.
Now, Latin trap, you don't got to be Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Latin trap
Yeah.
is like close to more like hip hop. Like hip
Yeah.
hop is just like, and that's when we Latino, Spanglish Latino, like right now, we talking English and Spanish. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's us. That's our culture. We shit, walk, sleep this shit. Certain
That's
people coming from other islands swearing they Latin trap, and they don't even know where it come from, or only they knew that for the Latino from the States, that's our way of living, a way
yeah.
of communicating. You know what I mean? And now that style, that Latin trap, Latin hip hop, don't need no, oh, you gotta sound Puerto Rican to be reggaeton now. You feel me? Because there's a lot of reggaeton artists doing trap, but they really reggaeton artists. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, but in a way it's good. I don't want to get too much into the politics, but
Yeah.
in a
Nah,
way it's good because it's opening doors for all of us now, all type of race. You know what I mean? We don't got to just jump on reggaeton to get recognition. Now we got Latin trap. Only if they knew that Latin trap came out of hip hop, Latin hip hop, Spanish remix. ¿Tú me
yeah.
entiendes?
Sí.
You know what I mean?
Eso
So
sí.
that's just my little
Your take
politic
on it.
talk that
Yeah.
I'm always trying to correct here and there.
I feel you. That's feel you.
You
Yeah,
know
I
what I'm
feel.
saying?
Yeah, because we back in the days they would label us and just when we were selling CDs back in the days when Tower Records would have Tower Records, Sam Goody, Warehouse, all those record stores. They would keep us in a section called Chicano rap. So they would always keep us segregated from everybody else, and we always done the Mexicano, like the Spanglish, like you were talking about. We always switched it back and forth, you know. And some people like, oh, mira esos pinches esos, those pinches vatos. I don't want to hear that. Órale, ese Simón, man. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Like motherfuckers are speaking for the streets, you know. People live and breathe that shit, you know. Me personally, I grew up with a family that talk like that grew up that way. I was born and raised in that lifestyle myself, but I'm kind of in the middle because in the neighborhood I grew up in Vegas, I grew up in the like in the projects and the Section 8 homes where we had Mexicanos y Morenos, you know, Mexicans and blacks. We lived together. We grew up together in the east side of Vegas, and that's how we grew up. So my lingo was like mixture with both, you know. Other than my uncles and my OG cousins, they were like, what's up, Holmes? You want to say, hey, don't be with that stuff, you know. I had braids, and they grabbed me one day. This is when I was like 15 years old. They're like, no, that ain't happening. I'm like, because over here on this side, they don't like that, you know. But nowadays, times change, and it's just like it became a more of a fashion thing, you know. More everybody does it now, kind of thing. But I've been bald, I ever since, you know, since I was a teen. I just stayed bald, you know. I'm not gonna have my uncles keep shaving my head, you know. So I just shave it myself.
Now, are you familiar with the Mexican rappers as well from Mexico and all of that? Like, you know, certain rappers and stuff like that? Or all you know is more like the States?
Just the Chicano rappers. There's only been like I got one cousin that's from Michoacan, and he has a little rap group out there, and they just all, I mean, obviously, you know, they all spit Spanish, you know. They're pretty good, but they're like more like a hip hop style. Like they're pretty good. They're lyricals. They're like very lyrical on their stuff. They're not like how what we do on the West Coast is a little different. But they're good, and I haven't really gotten too much into the other artists from Mexico. I mean, that's probably
But I
why
heard
they.
it's popping. I heard
Yeah,
we got the Daddy Yankee of Mexico. We got the Anuel of Mexico. Like, and that's
yeah,
what I want to get into, man. I want to
yeah,
get into a lot of like, I
yeah.
started with you. Like, you're my first interview with a Mexicano. You feel me? Especially from
Well,
the state. So you could tell me your side of the story when it comes to a Latino from the state. You feel me?
yeah. For us, I mean, we're stuck in the middle. Like, it's like Mexico don't want us, and United States didn't really want us. So we're kind of like borderline, you know. Like we're not Mexican enough for Mexico, and we're not American enough for America. So us being considered Chicanos, but the Mexicanos in Mexico, they consider us pochos. They call that's basically like sellout Mexican, spoiled Mexican, and I hate that word when they call it, you know, call me a pocho or any of those words, because it's like I'm still Mexicano, even though I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm still Mexicano, you know.
That's
but
hot.
but for that where it's been a battle, like I said, us Chicano artists, but being Chicano from the United States, it's been tough for us to be accepted. But I mean, like I said, ever since Latin trap came popping, that opened the doors for a lot of people, and now the light is shining on everybody, you know, on all the raza, like all Latinos, all together.
Ecuador, Chile,
Yeah,
Colombia, all over, bro.
yeah. Now you got all these mainstream artists that wanna network with all the Latinos now, which is dope.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Like I
dope.
told you, I come from the era where you had to sound Puerto Rican and jump on reggaeton. Because
Yeah,
reggaeton was the style.
yeah,
Reggaeton was the urban thing. But now that the Latin trap came around, and that style is really from us being you and me being from the state. You feel me?
yeah.
You know what I mean? But now it's like you don't gotta be Puerto Rican. You don't gotta like the shit could be straight Spanglish now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And another reason I'm doing this interview for the fact that I'm doing a movement with Redman. You know what I'm saying? Redman, Method Man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm doing like a Spanish version of his company.
Órale,
And
órale.
it's only right for me to be doing, now that we on this quarantena, we got time to be home. We're not doing a lot of shows, we're not traveling, and a lot of clubs been canceled. I get to now do my research on our Latino. You feel me? And get to know more besides Puerto Rican, besides Dominican, Ecuadorian, Chileno, Mexicano. So when I sit down with Redman and do this hip hop and Spanish hip hop, I could really combine all the Latinos together, my
Yeah,
bro.
I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
that. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
You know
I'm
what I
glad
mean?
you reached out to me, man. That's for sure, man. us Mexicanos over here need that love. You know, we need all the Latinos to finally get
Like
together.
I always been around. I always been around, and I always follow you. I follow your kids too. And I think you guys had said when I first started with Redman trying to do this whole Spanglish Latino movement. I
Right.
think you guys sent me a freestyle or something. You know what I mean? And like I
My
said, I was
kids.
just starting.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
I,
Yeah, my kids.
I was
My
just
kids.
starting the movement, and but I had to study more and do my research so I could do it right.
Right.
Especially if I'm getting co-signed by a big homie that is an icon. He's a legend. So I
Yeah,
got to
he
do it
is.
right. That's why I took
I'm,
my time.
I'm a fan of his too. I always every time I think of Redman, even though I know he's got that good music too, I always think of him from How High. You know.
Yo, he popping out there towards the West Coast. They love him out there. He
Yeah.
stay traveling out there heavy,
Yeah.
heavy,
Yeah. They
heavy,
love.
heavy.
Yeah. Everybody over here love him. Everybody loves him out here. Yeah, he's always getting high
So
and shit.
yeah, because all that weed shit is legal over there and all of
Oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah. We got one of the biggest dispensaries in the world over here. It's 24 hours. We got a drive-through, bro. A drive-through. You could just 24 hours. You could be at 2, 3 in the morning just driving through. I want to go give me a sack. Instead of going to the hood to go get a sack, you just go to the dispensary. You just
Now,
pull up to the
in
dispensary, bro.
dispensaries, correct correct me if I'm wrong. Like you go to the weed spot on the corner, the weed is banging. But then when you go to the dispensary, that shit tastes like a booty ass weed, like a fake weed.
Well,
Is it
they,
like
they
that
got a
out
lot of
there or no?
chemicals. They got a lot of chemical based, different tastes, different flavors. I think they put too much chemicals and whatever the hell they do when they do all their stuff to it. I'm not a green thumb guy to know exactly what they do and how they grow it, but I'm still used to the hood, you know, used to the hood
So you
weed.
still go to the weed man or you go to the store?
I tried both. I go in between, man. It depends what if I want the purple kush, like yeah, I know where to go. If
So the weed man, until even though they got stores, the weed man still got that fire. Is what
yeah,
you're saying?
he still got the fire. They're just trying to they now the law's just trying to tax them now. They want to get paid too. The government Uncle Sam wants a piece of his cut now. Now that they made it legal over here, so he wants a piece of his cut. They're gonna be on the corners slanging this shit. Pero lo diferencia, like you could tell, like some of them still bring that Mexico brick weed, and ain't nobody gonna buy that shit. Everybody's all into the nuevo, the good shit, the different flavors. You got, I like, for me personally, I like the purple kush. I like the purple
Purple
kush,
Kush
and I like the cookies. So
cookie.
yeah, so those are my two favorites. White Widow's
My
good too.
my
White Widow,
favorite. I guess I'm a classic old school. My favorite is Haze.
yeah, that's good.
Always
The
been
purple kush,
Haze.
yeah, the haze, I
The
like the haze.
Haze.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean? I think that sour will have me like a straight dope head, like too high. But el Haze, bien fino para la gente fina, ¿viste?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I still, don't want to put ourselves on blast as far as like the weed man and stuff like that goes. But I still, when I go to the hood, if I don't feel like going to dispensary, I just, visit the neighborhood homie. That's all. I visit the neighborhood homie and shit, and we got,
Like, yo,
yeah, yep,
shout out
yep.
to my man, All Smoke Podcast. He does that. He's a podcast that talk about nothing but weed and shit like
Oh,
that.
okay,
That's my
okay,
man.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to him too. Most deaf, most deaf.
Now, where the name Mr. Vegas come from?
Oh, that came since I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, and at the time that we didn't have too many Chicano rap, we didn't have that many rap artists in Vegas. Period. We only had a couple. We were just only known for gangster rap. We had a group. We had a group called Doomsday. They were signed with Brother Lynch. They did all that rip gut, killing type of music. You had Kliga One, and then you had 4Dub, and then you had me. Then you had Murderous Click. There was only a couple of us, but there was when that came out. I got out of prison. I just started doing music and shit. I just happened to just do it. I like, let me try this. I just want to stay out the streets and stay out of prison. So I started doing music, and I was really good with the hustle. So I made my first project, and a lot of people didn't want to fuck with me. It's like, oh man, this fool's still active. He's still an active gangbanger. We don't want to fuck with him too much. So a lot of people were scared to work with me. So when I was doing my music on my own, and the name Mr. Las Vegas came about because I became entrepreneurial hustler. I made my own name. I didn't have nobody. I had no features. I had no help from nobody in my own city. I went to recording studios. I paid out of my own pocket. I sold the most records in Nevada. Uh, the title came with all in one because I being the top seller from Nevada, being Latino Mexicano, you know, with the Las Vegas. Now that's a straight Mexicano name, Las Vegas, you know, and the just being from the hood, the streets, being a businessman, a gangster that had the business mindset. When people think of Vegas, they think of like casinos, mafia, you know, Bugsy Siegel. They think of all of that. Well, I'm all of that, but from the streets. I'm the product of Las Vegas. You know, I'm from that streets, but I'm a changed man now. I'm not out there running and gunning and getting myself caught up on none of that shit. You know, I got little kids now, and I got older kids now that are in their 20s now. You know about two of them, the two older ones and stuff. But that name, I started using that name, Mr. Las Vegas, in 2004, because I proved to everybody in Vegas that I earned that title by myself, because I went worldwide. I got signed to a company with Universal, Thump Records, Universal. My music went all over the place, and then everybody was pissed off in Vegas. How did that happen? How did that happen? And I started getting radio rotation, and in different parts of the states of the West Coast, you know, regional, because, you know, like I was telling you, Chicano rap artists didn't really like go too far. We only stayed on this side. You know, nobody really was fucking with us at the moment. But my CDs did go everywhere, even Virgin Records over there in Manhattan, you know, over there in Times Square. When I was in Manhattan back in 2005 for the Latin Rap Conference, I pulled up over there. I walked inside the record store, the Virgin Records you guys got in there. My CD was sitting in there. I was like, dope. I'm gonna show you the CD that I had that was on display over there. It was this one. Oh shit! If you can see it right there.
And that's you.
Yeah, that's me right there.
Te ves jovencito.
Yeah. Yep. This CD went worldwide in
And
2004.
So that's the CD that put you on the map.
Yeah, this one put me on the map, put Vegas on the map, but just on the Latin side. You know, we were trying to Universal didn't really know what to do with a Latin artist like me at that time. You know, they didn't like where can we market this little gangbanger dude? Where can we put him? You know, where can we market him? You know, because my music wasn't really like radio playable at that time. So I had to switch it up. Once I started switching up, my music manager, rest in peace, was killed in a car accident, and I was driving to LA to go drop off my new projects. I went to go record my other project out in Houston, Texas. You're familiar with SPM, South Park Mexican? He's from Houston,
No.
Texas. Well, he's locked up. He's doing like 30 years in prison right now. But yeah, he the same people that put Baby Bash on, Frankie J and all those people down over there in that area. Well, that same producers that produced my new project, and I was on my way to LA to go give it to him, but he never made it to meet me. He got killed in a car accident, and then the person that killed him in the car accident just disappeared. They didn't know where the fuck he went, which was kind of weird how that happened. But I got dropped from the label, but I still kept pushing. I got contracted with Tower Records, and I just still kept it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but love. You know, like, fuck it. So that's why that name, Mr. Las Vegas, you know, I have it tatted back here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah. You got more room for more tattoos?
No, not no more. I got my legs and shit done and shit. I got my legs and shit.
That's the swag though, right? That always been the swag towards that way.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a lifestyle. I know a lot of rappers now.
Now is when them rappers doing their tattoos at their face, but towards that way, that shit been out. That style getting tatted all over been out.
Out here, if you have a tattoo on your face, it has a meaning. You're gonna get hit up by a gangbanger. They're gonna, what's up? Where you from? And if you try to say, oh, I don't bang, they're gonna knock your ass out just for even.
So you talk about besides having a tear, any type of tattoo on your face. A tear.
Yeah. I had another one. I was trying to cover it up. I had another one right there too, but I'm trying to cover it up with the LV for Las Vegas. Yeah.
Now they used to tell me, when you in prison, They used to tell me that a tier means like having bodies and shit like
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was like I said, I was a teenager when I did my dirt. I went to the pen. You know that here over here in the state of Nevada, if you're caught doing any like attempted murder charges, even if you're like 12, 13 years old, you're going straight to the pen. There's no doubt about that. You're not going to no juvenile, no facility, none of that. You're going straight to the pen. There was youngsters. There was a youngster that was from the west side of Vegas. This young black kid. He was 13 years old, and he had 3 bodies on him. So he was from one of the deadliest black gangs in Vegas, and he had 3 bodies on him. That fool was like 12, 13 years old. You know, I was like shit, and I was 16. You know, there was a bunch of juveniles. This was in the 94. You know, 90 back in the day. Everybody was going to the pen. All these youngsters were just all getting caught up, getting locked up for murders, attempted murders, and it was just crazy. Everybody's just getting time. But yeah, that's definitely the teardrops definitely mean that. It means bodies.
Like somebody that passed away, or one of your favorite homies, or just
But
like body
yeah,
count.
well, normally if you have a passed away, you get the RIPs, which I have a bunch of that. I have a bunch of RIPs all up on my arms. I got a bunch of RIPs on my arm all the way back here too.
A football team.
Yeah, I got RIPs all right here. Bunch of RIPs, and it's just like we're over 100 plus dead homies, you know, relatives too, you know, that because of the streets, you know, the whole street life. I'm sure you guys have the same shit over there too as well. But over here,
Yeah, I got a couple of more tattoos I gotta make. I got like 2 more freckles. I gotta do like right here, but
I
I'm
got a couple
fucking.
freckles. Not as much as you, but I got a little something.
At least I can fuck with you on that. I'm
Yeah,
like, yo, you know
yeah,
what? I got shit
you
to
got
do.
me. You got me all day on that. You got me.
I got you on that.
Yeah,
Now,
but
talking about the streets, talking about the hood,
mm-hmm.
give me one street code you don't break.
One street
Or
code
give
you
me
don't.
2 street code that you don't break.
Well, don't play both sides. You know what I'm saying? You don't leave your hood and go to someone else's hood when you're not supposed to, and then fuck with the people over there.
Like I
Or
learned that another
yeah,
hood is like right across the street type shit.
yeah. Our like our hood was we're our borderline East Las Vegas, and you had North Las Vegas. Or the next street was there's 4 different gangs just right on the other street, and then those guys, there's 2 of them that got along, and the rest didn't get along with each other. And then we were the only hood on the border, like it's like Mexico and United States, but right on the border. You go to that one specific 7-Eleven, motherfuckers be busting cap. You know, they just constantly shooting and killing. But the other code obviously has been around for a long time. Snitches, you know, definitely a snitch. You know, they definitely you. I mean, if you with your homeboys and y'all put in some work and one of y'all get caught, I mean, you should know your rights. You know what I'm saying?
You
You
should
should
wear
know.
that. Just wear
Don't
that.
say shit. Just don't say shit. If you grew up, if you were born and raised in that shit, everybody knows. Not to say now, you just take it for the team, and that's just what it is. You know, not just come out of the blues and all of a sudden like you want to be a gangster, and then all of a sudden you want to tell, well, they weren't really my homeboys anyway. Ah, fuck all that shit. There's no such thing as that shit. You know, over here it's a way of life. It's like religion. It's a religion for us. You know, you grew up learning the Bible, you studied the Bible, and all you know is Jesus. All you know is that. With us, is all we know is streets. I gotta go shoot this guy over here. I don't know why, but I grew up knowing how to go bust the cap on this fool because he killed my homies, he killed my cousins, he killed my uncles. I'm gonna go take care of this fool over here. You know, it was a continuous thing. Every day you know, house getting shot up, cars getting caught on fire, motherfuckers just throwing you know, those fucking gasoline bottles with flames in the back and just fuck your car up and shit. And it was a constant thing because we were right there. Our hood always got hit. We always hit them, and it was a battle since the 80s.
It's crazy how you guys grew up on that side, like more towards that way. Over here, we grew up around more drug dealers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But over there, we always see it like through the. Like I went to Oakland one time, and that shit looked like Menace Society. It was my first time out there.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
Oakland
yo,
wilding too.
like
They be
Menace
wilding
Society.
over there too.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, yo, I want to know more. You know, I'm from the hood, but yo, there's different code and different hood. Even though it's almost the same shit, it's just like different styles. Like,
Yeah.
like I said, I learned growing up that they right across the street. So how the fuck y'all take turns going to the same fucking corner store? Like at 4 o'clock, that across the street, y'all go. At 5 o'clock, we go. Like, how the fuck that
Right.
go? But
Yeah. No, I hear you on that. But over here, you can't do that. If you're on the corner, you're getting blasted. That's just like colors. Our colors were black rags. We're black rags. You know, you have the Bloods and the Crips that have the blue and the red, obviously, but they're in North Las Vegas and on the west part of Vegas. We're our side of town is like we're the main hood. We're the oldest. My family's hood. We're the oldest. Been around since the late 50s and 60s when Vegas was barely like blowing up and shit around that time. When I was a kid, we lived in the projects, which is right on 28th Street is the main street. Is one of the main hoods in Vegas. It's on the east side, and that's most of my family. And we moved from there just a block over. We just moved a block over, and then we lived right here. The projects is right here. There's a bridge, and then you got the rundown houses, and we lived in the rundown houses, and we always go back and forth because my homies lived right here, and then some of my homies lived right here, and like there's just this whole thing was just surrounded like it's just Mexicans and blacks. You know, it's rare to see blacks and Mexicans intermission like that because in the West Coast it's like they normally fight each other, and we've been trying to stop that for years. On the east side of Vegas, we get along. North Las Vegas, they're always having Mexican and black riots with each other because they can't share a hood, and there's a lot of them that live in the same hood. You got different hoods, different Mexican hoods that live in the same hoods as the black gangs too, and they're always shooting at each other, just trying to same thing, kind of like similar to what you guys on the coast when it comes to drug dealing and stuff like that. They're killing each other, shooting each other up over drugs and shit like that most of the time. That's why they're fighting over the black and Mexican kind of thing. But in my neighborhood, we get along with each other. We grew up like that, you know. But when you go to prison, it's a different story. You Mexicans with the Mexicans, blacks with the blacks, white with the whites, and I was like, it was hard for me because like shit, you know, my whole family, they and my older homies are running this shit over here with the whole Mexican side, and I got the some of my black homies I grew up with. I can only talk to them here and there, but it's limited, you know, because of that, you know, and it's fucked up. But that's just what the whole politics shit inside there is.
so
But
you can have a cousin and an uncle in different gangs, like just because they lived on that side or whatever, or they all got to move where they belong.
well, most of the time, what happens with that is that some of them already lived in that area, and then we do have relatives that are from different gangs, but they're in California, so that's the separation between us because we're different, you know, but we're same but different. You know, they got different politics over there too as well, and they're more the south side, Sureños and Norteños over there. But they got every street over there is a gang for them. Over here, we're just hoods. Over there, they got streets. You know, like it could be 150th Street. You got 152nd Street, and they're shooting each other up. You know, 151st or just an example. You know, like that's how close they are. You can hop over the wall, and there's another gang right, just right on the other, right behind your house. You got a whole nother hood.
So it's that way. It's different more gangs than just red and blue. It's different more gangs.
Yeah, over there, they're the Bloods and it's the blacks they're running the red and blue. All the essays, all the cholos, like they kill each other, but they're supposed to be blue rags, which is Sureños, which is southern, like more the Mexican mafia thing, or the prison type of thing. And the Norteños, they're the up northern, they're the Nuestra Familia and all that stuff. They sport the 14, which is the red rags and stuff like that. That's their thing, and they wear red, but they're different from the south. The Mexicans down south of California, they feel that the Mexicans up northern think they're black, and they don't like that for whatever reason. I don't know. That's just how California does it. Us over here, I grew up with a lot of blacks too, you know, so I got a lot of friends that are blacks, but we know our limits, you know, we already know what's up with all of that stuff, you know.
Because y'all know each other already.
Yeah, we know each other, so we're cool like that. We tell, like there's a lot of LA people that moved to Vegas, you know, there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of people that came here, they brought their politics with them, and they're in our prison system too. There's thousands of them too, you know, and they're always going heads in our prison system with our people, you know. But I mean, that's them, not me no more. I mean, I know my name gets brought up a lot in the prison system still, and I don't care. I know people still name drop my name, whether it's good or bad, but I just do my best to stay out of the politics, you know, of the whole thing. With the gang, with the family thing is that when you get locked up, you're all together. You come together as one. It doesn't matter what gang you're from no more. That shit dies out. You know, if you're fighting over that shit, the bigger the OG homies beat the shit your ass. They don't want that shit in the prison system. So it all becomes one. It all becomes one. But if you're fighting with another raza and shit because he killed my homeboy or whatever, no, you gotta let that shit go, homie. You gotta take that. Now you're in prison. Now you gotta protect each other. Now that's what becomes now. You gotta protect each other from other like white gangs or black gangs or whatever it is that they got going on in California. That's just what ends up happening. They got to protect each other. It's just in Nevada too, the same thing. All the Mexican gangs get together and certain black gangs unite with some of the Mexican gangs that are all original gangs from Nevada. They have a unity that way because that some of them are just grew up that way, and that's just what it is when you come to prison. But in the streets, you know, you already know how that goes, man. It's all full-fledged war. But we've been having a peace treaty for the past 20 years with just the Vegas gangs itself. So the peace treaty has been going into effect for 20 years now. And it's been pretty successful. Just you got these younger kids that didn't get no guidance from none of us OGs or whatever other ones, and they're out creating new cliques, which the government or the governor call it hybrid gangs. Now you got little kids. They're like, say, like our family member, our little cousins or whatever. They're hanging out with
17, 18, 15-year-old.
They're hanging around with other kids that live on the other block over there, and there's a bunch of them. They all went to school together, and they live in different blocks, and there's hundreds of them. So they create a clique. So that hybrid clique becomes that you got kids from different areas, and they become deadly. And when they become deadly, they have no rules. They have no loyalty. They just start shooting up. They start to do drive-bys now, and drive-bys been outlawed since 2000 here in Nevada, even in California. You know, we set a green light on anybody that's doing drive-bys. So little cliques like that, they don't got OGs. Their ages from like 12 to like probably 25. You know, they're anybody that's like in that little clique in the 30s or whatever need their ass whooped. You know, like man, nobody bangs no more.
This quarantine didn't slow down the gang violence and all of that.
No,
at all.
There was just a shooting. Was it Monday night on the Strip? And then there was these youngsters just getting up there. They just wilding on the Strip, you know. And then the tourists were just out there hanging out, and all you hear tap 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 tap. Like, oh hell no! Like that's not like gunshots. And then people are just screaming, running everywhere. I'm like, man, they're just barely opening up the casinos back up, like lightly. And then now you got these youngsters going at it on the Strip, you know,
trying to get a name.
And then it ain't the older generation. It's the younger cats. You know, like I was telling you, that age group, because they're out there like, fuck that. We're gonna go over there and take care of these fools. I'm like,
over here we got that generation you talk about are like more car thieves. They're not even getting money. Like they don't even like we grew up watching movies that we want to be like the mobster, like the mafia dudes, and want to go to the block and sell weed. They're not even watching movies. They're just stealing cars and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell me, was you guys going through that whole thing, protecting your neighborhood from people that wanted to burn the shit down and all of that? Or no?
Yeah, we did. That's basically what happened, how our neighborhood officially started, because back in the days, you had racist people that still lived in Vegas, you know, when they were like cowboy race. They're like, you know, the old school cowboys, and they try to run around with Confederate flags. I don't know why they would have Confederate flags in Vegas. You know, Vegas used to be Mexico before. The whole Nevada, this all used to be Mexico. So that shit don't even exist over here. But the reason for that is that with those people, that when our neighborhood originated, that's where a lot of Hispanics lived on 28th Street. That's where all the Mexicans migrated to. On the west side, the downtown west side of Vegas is where all the blacks lived at. So there's a lot of places were segregated. And you had North Las Vegas, you had a mixture of blacks and Mexicans. On the East Las Vegas, it was mostly Mexicans, but you also had blacks that lived there with us. But we protected our neighborhoods from those cowboy cats running through there trying to burn stuff down. You had the biker gangs that would come through trying to take the same thing was going on now, like people that are harassing the corn man, you know, beating up the loteros and shit, you know, like doing that kind of shit. So we've always protected our neighborhood from other people coming through, you know, like come through, they want to go steal some shit, they want to take this guy's car, So, well, he get blasted before he even made it down the street, you know, because there's so many of us on the block. You know, by the time you make it down the street, your car's gonna be looking like Swiss cheese, you know. Even if it's the homie's car, fuck it, he ain't gonna care, you know, as long as he got the dude that, you know, that took his shit. But yeah, we protected our neighborhood, and then even during the riots and shit, we made sure we protected our neighborhood from the idiots, you know. Well, we were downtown for the protest for George Floyd, you know. We a lot of the OGs were called out to stop all the youngsters from all the younger cats from destroying downtown and everything, because when that happens, it becomes an issue with all of us, you know. It puts a target on our back. We already have a target from the metro, from the police. They already don't like us. People are like, oh, well, we're blue lives matter, the cops. And we're like, man, cops in Vegas has always been deadly. They shoot you regardless. They don't give a fuck. They done did bad shit to me constantly. I'm a victim of police brutality myself. You know, just my last name itself, you know, because of my family. Or for the fact is, like, they're worried about me for what a charge that I had from back in the days. I had charges from back in the 90s, and they still harass. I'm on live, you know. Well, I'll do that in a minute. So yeah, yeah, we definitely got to protect the neighborhoods. You know, we definitely protect them. It's right now. It's more than ever. We need the raza and the blacks, you know, to come together. It's been an ongoing thing with the on the east side. We're pushing for that in different parts of the city. For everybody to do that. One of my black homies, he's from North Las Vegas, and he's one of the OG Crips over there. He's running Congress for Las Vegas. So he contacted me just a couple of days ago and wants me to all gente together, all my people on my side, and he wants me to help to get the raza over to North Las Vegas, which is it's a different caliber from us, but we can still pull it because we're all raza. We're trying to get the gente even on the west side to get all the gente también together so we can start pushing for this peace treaty, because we've had a peace treaty within the hoods. Now let's have a peace treaty within the gente. That way we don't have to worry. That way we can look out for each other and then stop people from destroying shit. You know, if people got personal issues, then handle the shit. You know, take care of your shit. Handle it like, man, you don't need your bunch of your homies to go take care of one vato. You know, go take care of your shit. If you got a personal issue with this vato, go take care of it on your own. But yeah, we definitely took care of our hoods, you know. But sometimes we destroyed it when we did our murals, graffiti, you know, that kind of shit. You know, we never robbed. We never robbed none of the people in our neighborhood. We never done no shit like that. You know, the big homies would beat your ass for that. Another thing that we grew up doing is that anybody who was caught doing meth, doing heroin in our neighborhood, you got your ass whooped. This was something that was going, like, even crack. You if you was a crack homie, you got your ass beat, and you got beat to where you didn't want to do drugs no more. It was a rule in our neighborhood as well. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, so that's I'm thankful. That's another thing. We protected our people in our neighborhood too from drugs. If you want to be a crackhead or whatever, as long as you weren't from our hood, like our gang hood and shit like that, we protected each other from that shit.
That's hot. That's hot. Yeah. Háblame de caso cerrado. I saw you on the TV, bro. What the hell you doing over there, man? I think y'all all got locked up or some shit.
Nah, no, that's you know, Caso Cerrado's not real. It's all scripted. Caso Cerrado's fake. I just had to get that bag. You know, the producer from Telemundo contacted me and was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "Who's this?" He was like, you know, he starts telling me his name. This is Miguel de Telemundo, Caso Cerrado. We're the producers. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. Like, what do you need from me? He was like, hey, would you be interested of doing some acting? We saw some of your videos with Little Moco on TV. You know, I'm on YouTube. I'm like, all right, yeah. Well, I mean, shit. Well, how much you paying? Well, we pay this and pay that. I said, nah, you got to fork up more than that if I'm gonna be putting myself out there like that. You know, I ain't no telling what you guys gonna put me as. And yeah, they put me as, you know, renting my baby or whatever, which at the time I didn't have a daughter. I didn't have a daughter at the time. Now I do have. My daughter's 1 year old, but in that TV show, I had a actor daughter that was not even my daughter. The chick under that played as my daughter. I mean, the lady that played as my wife, she ain't even my wife either. I'm on live. No. What? I'm on live. I'm busy right now.
No. I want you to make me.
Okay, I'll cook some carne in a minute. Give me a second, all right? A few minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
we almost out of here.
Yeah, he's good. He'll forget it in a second anyway. I'll cook him in a minute. Yeah, he's just running wild right now. He just wants attention. But, yeah. So the chick on there's, I didn't even know her really. You know, I didn't really know anybody.
So everybody's different. It wasn't like your girl, none of that. Everybody's different.
No, my girl's Asian. you know, and all my kids are all half Asian, you know, so like if nobody puts two and two together, if they search me up, you know, like a lot of people that search me up, I had a lot of death threats, and I started laughing at everybody. I said, well, come on with it, you know, you want that favor, bring your ass on over here, come get these hands, you know. Oh, aquí matamos a la gente, man, shut your ass up, pinche babo. So y'all just internet banging, you know, take your ass.
Now, quick question: is the I'll be watching a lot of Netflix.
Yeah.
Is the narco still really popping out there? Like that's the mafia for you guys and all of that as well?
Yeah,
Or y'all got
exactly.
connection with them or shit like that?
Well, now that you mentioned that, remember we was talking about the whole like how my rest in peace Jefita, she died well, a few years back, but her and her
You
husband,
said your mom's?
yeah, my mom's passed. I have it right here, tatted right here on my head.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry to hear.
her and my stepdad, that my stepdad was affiliated with the cartel shit. You know, when they all got busted, his homeboy got busted. He had a semi truck with billions of dollars worth of drugs, guns, and all that shit. And it was on the freeway. It was passing the interstate of California, entering Nevada, so they can do whatever the hell they were gonna do. I don't know. It had nothing to do with me, but when they got busted, they got the phone number, they tapped all the net lines, they started tapping everybody's phones. Everything was going back to my mom. It all hit my mom. And yeah, I can honestly
There was
say
the plug. Your mom's was the plug.
Yeah. And I'm not proud of that, but I can honestly say my mom was that bitch, you know. She was that bitch. Yeah,
That's right, because like you guys get to experience that more often because y'all towards that way. So that's where the Budo shit comes from. And then it comes up here. By the time it come up here, it's like double stamped and shit like that. We don't get the pure shit up here, huh?
Yeah, that's because my mom my mom would always tell me about it because they were running a pool hall where they play pool and all that stuff, but that's where everything was at. And then and that's where everybody was doing all the meetings at, where everybody would come pick up, you know, the trucks would pull up and do their thing or whatever they were doing. But everybody got busted. My mom ended up dying from what's it called, from stress. She had a stroke, and she was supposed to go to prison. She was supposed to do federal time and shit. So she got locked up and shit for that. And she ended up just dying, you know, from all the stress and shit.
In prison or before going to prison?
Yeah, well, she got locked up prior, and when she got out, she was blind. She went blind because she had the stroke. She went blind for a couple of weeks. She got her sight back, but she was having problems with her face, and it just went to shit for her right there, man. And she ended up just dying on us, you know.
So what you think? All this story made you stronger?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it killed me, bro. It definitely. I mean, anybody lose a parent, you know, my mom was always there for us. Everybody knows when it comes to your jefita, you know, moms. My mom taught me how to be a hustler. You know, that's why I was hustling with my CDs and stuff, and she always believed in me. You know, when I got out the pen,
I think all moms. I'm a DJ because of my mom's. She the one that bought me my first DJ equipment.
No, there you go. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, my mom believed in me too. She told me, like, she said, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Just stay out of what we got going on over here. And I'm like, I said, I don't want nothing to do. I just got out of prison. I'm not trying to go back. You know, I want to deal with people getting stabbed, shanked left and right, just walking to the weight yard or even going to the kitchen just to go eat. You know, but it's crazy, man. Gotta love moms, man. Moms, I wish my mom could see this one. Even my daughter. I have a little girl now and shit.
How many kids you got now?
I have a total of 5.
All right. Yeah. You need 5 more.
Yeah, man. Then I'll have a whole football team.
So talking about family, I see that you're doing like something like a comedy involving your whole family, like building a platform for your family.
Yeah.
Especially now with all this internet that it's easy for you to
That one family it's called That One Family. We're actually, every time we go places, everybody like stares at us and what kind of family we are. They're like, what kind of dad shows up to a school conference all tatted up and looking the way we look. Like sometimes people think I'm the kid's brother, you know, like, no, I'm the dad. Like, no wonder your kid's this way. What the fuck, you know? So we always been called that one family, you know, like every we go
I
play.
got 20 seconds. If you want, we could come back. Or if
Yeah.
you want, you could peace out everybody that's on us with us. ¿Qué tú crees?
Yeah, we can come back. Let's do it.
All right, all right. So let
Deadly.
this die out and we come back and we finish it off and do a nice outro.
Okay, let's do it.
All right?